Item 5 is for the discussion and possible action, public hearing on tentative budget and approval of final budget for fiscal year ending June 30th, 2014. So you people out there in the public need to speak up now or forever hold your peace. Seeing none. Do we need to, does anybody need to go over this budget? Wes, do you want to say a few words?
I guess the only thing that I would tell you is that the budget that we're approving, if it's approved tonight, is identical in terms of the 2014 numbers that we approved in the tentative budget. The only changes to this document were an update to the anticipated year end for this current fiscal year 2013, and a change on the front page that changed the date to the hearing date on Friday instead of Thursday. Those were the only effective changes, so the budget has not changed in substance.
Okay. Having here.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
if I may, I just want to take a minute. When Sandra and I were with staff and conducting telephone interviews, a lot of them made mention or knew about our deficit in our budget, which, you know, to their credit. I'd like to point out that a lot of that deficit is due to legal bills. We have large legal bills right now because we're involved in a civil litigation to try to recover some of the assets, some of the monies that were lost by the district in the litigation that's going on with Johnson et al. And you know, we just had a recent another incident, well, not an incident, but another action taken, you know, when we moved to disqualify Linetti's representation. That was not granted, but we've appealed it to the Supreme Court. And I just want, you know, to take a minute and let everybody know that most of the people I talk to on the street are glad that, or appreciate the fact that we're trying to remedy a wrong. And I've received nothing but support on that. But I do think that people need to get their hands on this information and know what's going on. I really feel like the ratepayers' rights, the fiduciary rights that they were obligated to receive are being overlooked. And I think people need to become aware of what's going on in this case and know why these legal bills are what they are and what's going on with them. And you know, it saddens me to see that once again we have our standard 3 people here in the congregation, when we should have 20 or 30 people wanting to know what's going on. How come there's a $500,000 deficit in our budget? You know, they should be screaming down the doors the same way they were screaming down the doors when they were concerned with the general manager being terminated. So, I mean, that's something I would like to point out. If people have questions about the budget, about the lawsuit, we'd love to hear them. We'd like to help answer those. We want the public to be aware of what's going on with the water district. So we welcome any kind of our constituency needs to know, and we want to make them aware of it. We appreciate the newspapers carrying these stories and trying to get that as a great way to disseminate this information. So, but our phone lines, I know every board member up here is phone lines open to any of their constituencies. So that's my comment.
Thank you. We need to remember that every one of us ratepayers is paying $8 a month for that 2008 water that we can't use.